I told you he was evil. I told you. Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and I told you he was evil. Billy Bats, man. I like that ending. Ah, he ain't coming. And it's freaking Agent Orange. Come on, man. That one-eyed goofball freak. I mean, of course. Like, how else is Billy Butts supposed to, Billy Russo? How else is he supposed to get all of that, stuff with his company done? Like at the very least, get off the ground. And then once you've gotten off the ground, it's like, well, how do you start to expand? And how does all that stuff happen? How does this guy continue to help you out? Well, unless unless you're willing to help him out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, private contracting. Like I've never understood private contracting the military. Like I don't get it. And I know those guys are tough as nails. They're all former military. They all, get their stuff from having been us, you know what I'm saying, having been former soldiers and whatnot, and then to just, the internet can totally see you now. To stop, use your encoder. Something's weird on my computer. Anyway, so yeah, man. So at least now we see how all this crazy stuff is going to happen. I'm wondering, like, does he actually know where Microchip is? Micro. Does he actually know where he is? It's a possibility because he has been using the a recording. You know what I'm saying? To send all that stuff out. Micro mentioned that in the previous episode, I think it was. There's actually recording going out because they had, Blackbird to Raven, Raven to Blackbird, back and forth. All that aside, that last going up and, Punisher talking to Micro's wife, what the heck was that? What was that all about? I don't get that. That didn't make any sense to me. It's like, dude, like, are you trying to get with this girl? Because I don't think he is. Because, like his dream in the very beginning of this was actually, it was one of those really weird things where it's like, he sees his family and this family together, and Micro was there in the family, so it was like, I don't think he's trying to move in on them or anything. He's just trying to look at it like, they're neighbors, but part of the family like that. His thing with Frank's thing with his obsession. Oh, the Marines are my family, and these guys are and my actual family is my family. That's I've never ever in my life felt that way, and I'm glad I didn't. I know the thrill, the adrenaline. Like I mean, if anybody who's addicted to adrenaline or who was, you've experienced at some point in your life. I don't care if it's rock climbing, I don't care if it's skiing, I don't care if it's martial arts, whatever. Once you get that adrenaline, it's hard to put it down. And sometimes you can't just right away put it down, and it's an easy thing, and especially the military is so disciplined that it's a hard thing to explain to somebody who hasn't been in there, but anybody who was, there's that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just something where like it's something you fall into and it's done. It's there and it's always there for you, and it always serves you well. Doing the things that I do, you know what I'm saying? Like running this channel, which is so hard sometimes, but it is what it is. And working and taking care of the family and being a part of the family on top of that, all of that, I'm not exaggerating in the slightest when I say I get 4 hours of sleep a night. I get 4 hours of sleep at night. Sometimes, once in a rare time, I sleep in 4.5 hours. So like I'm not exaggerating in any way, shape, or form. And all of that just really harkens back to the military discipline. It's like you got to do what you got to do. You got to get up. You gotta function, and try to avoid being sick. But like there's that thrill that you were a part of this thing. So I get him slipping into the whole, this was my family thing, but yeah. No, I don't want that for Frank. Yeah, it's a shame, it's like when you see how untrusting he is of everybody outside of his own family, his own familia, it's one of those things where it's like, it figures family's the one who could hurt you the most. You don't hug strangers on the street. You do hug family. So if both have the knife, which one is actually going to be able to stab you? Speaking of stabbings, oh, that dude, man. That dude. I'm not a huge fan of people who lie about their military records. Like the dude was in the Marines or, it was in something. He was in something in the military, but he lied about going overseas and whatnot. That's That's a bit much. That's a bit much. You got to understand, military records are available online. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about there's so many ways, but I do know there are ways to find out if somebody was in the military at all, if they served, anything along those lines. There's that, So, it's lying about that stuff is just silly. And then his freaking comment, oh, the Jews control everything. And you just proved yourself to be a scumbag. As if we didn't already know. Yeah, thank you for validating that. Ugh. Anyway, it is what it is, guys. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Anyway, the family's gone, so I'm going to go back out there to the living room. I'm going to watch it on the big screen instead of this computer screen here. All right, guys. I'm out. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. See you in a bit.